Hello and welcome all the little heroes there at home to this Reuben Cullen Kids presentation. This week it's Book Week, everybody. Yes, so happy Book Week to everybody. And this year the Book Week theme is Curious Creatures and Wild Minds. So it's about celebrating our imaginations and being imaginative. So that's pretty cool, I reckon, don't you reckon? So we're pretty happy about Book Week this week. I hope you are too. Just quickly, I want to say an extra special hello and welcome to all the little heroes I'm doing readings for this week over Book Week, reading my book Hero Born to, and they are all the little heroes of Monash Hospital in Clayton, Royal Children's Hospital, the little heroes of the City of Kingston, Resurrection Primary, where I went to primary school, and Elwood Primary, just around the corner from where I live. So hello and welcome to all of you, and thank you for tuning in today, as well as to any other activities that you've tuned into. And if you want to catch them because you missed them, just head to my website, the Activity Hub, or on my social media pages. All right, let's get into the activity. Now, this activity 3, is called Miracle, and we're doing something to keep in line with celebrating Book Week, so it's going to be pretty fun. We're going to make our own story. It's going to be your story of your life. But what we're going to do is we're going to start from the end and work our way back through to the start, where it all began. The reason why we want to do this is because we want to remember how important it is, our memories are, and our experiences are in shaping who we are today, and that realizing that they are what make you you. And there is only one you. Now, I think this could be a good one for the big heroes to do at home too, so don't be shy again. Okay, now let's talk about our materials we're going to need. What we're going to need is some blank sheets of paper. So we've got all of those, just some A4s or whatever you want to use. Okay, we're going to need our coloured pencils or texters you could use. I chose to use coloured pencils because I had lots of them, but you might like to use anything. And you also, if you wanted to use arts and crafts, you could as well, to add maybe a little bit more to it. It's really up to you. I've got my sharpener on hand because you need to sharpen the pencils. A grey lead, because I was using those to write in my book, and a stapler and staples to join it all up at the end. Now, you probably want to give yourself about 20 minutes to an hour to do this activity, but it can take as long or as short as you want. It just depends on how much time you want to put into your story. So what I'm going to do is, so you can get to making your story at home, I'm going to show you mine that I made, and then you can get stuck into yours. So what I did was, I started with this picture here of me doing a presentation of an activity to all you kids at home, because that's what I'm doing right now, isn't it? So, and then I drew that. There's me sitting there with the little camera there in the background that I'm recording on. And I wrote, using my imagination, now I'm having lots of fun doing activities with little heroes and reading A Hero Born to them. I made lots of friends. So that's what I did. That's where my ending is, and where I started my ending. Now I went back to boom. There is my book. So A Hero Born. See. Now I wrote my dream, my goal. I finished my book, my first children's book. I can't wait for kids to read this so they realise they are little heroes. So there's that picture there. Next, I went back and thought about what happened before that was important. And I came up with, when I was making the book, when I was sitting down writing it, when I was on the phone trying to work out how I would print it out, even there when I was thinking, what am I going to do next? And I'm scratching my head trying to think of what to do next with it. So making my book was pretty important before I had the book. So in this page we got, making my book wasn't easy, but that's what made it fun. I was learning something and chasing my dream. It made me happy. Okay, so there's that one. Now, what do we think? What do we think I might have put before that? Okay, so I decided that what was important before that was the idea of actually making the book. So you can see there's me. See if you like my haircut. I think I did a pretty good job. So I had a light bulb and a book, and I had an idea. I had a dream. I believed if I tried my best, I could make it a children's book, and it made me smile. See, I've got a big smile on my face there. Okay, so I just kept thinking, and I'm like, what am I going to put before that? Well, I drew a picture of me being a bit sad, because I was a bit sad for a little bit. And that doesn't matter, because we remember that not all days can be the best that we're going to have and be happy. We have some sad days, but it's all part of it, and it's okay. So what I did here is I did some rain clouds, dropping some rain. I did me crying, and I wrote, there were some days I was sad. It felt like I would be sad forever. But it didn't matter, because look what happened. Look how happy I am when I thought of my idea to do the book. So that's that page there. Then before that, I started thinking, what am I going to put before that? Well, I used to be an electrician. So I drew a picture of, I still am an electrician, but I just haven't been doing it that much. But I drew a picture of me doing some electrical work. Pretty good picture, I reckon. I'm a good drawer, I think. And I wrote, learning how to become an electrician and working as one was lots of fun, and I made lots of friends. So that's me. In my 20s, I sort of decided to do that. I even changed my haircut a bit because my hair was a bit different then. Then I did me at high school, sitting there with some students, teachers doing some stuff on the board. At high school, there was lots of learning and laughs. I got to get the bus to school. I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up, but that's okay, because look what I'm doing now, and I didn't know I wanted to do that back then. Before that, I went to me playing some sports. Sports with friends was good for fitness and getting to play together. I played football and basketball. So there's me having a kick of the footy, kicking a goal too, see? Before that, I drew a picture of me being in primary school. I'm on the playground there, some friends there, they're waiting for me to have a swing on the swings there. There we're sitting in class, and I've got a little bubble there because I'm imagining something, I'm thinking about something. The teacher's teaching there. I'm learning in class, and I'm sharing out there in the playground. In primary school and kinder, I met lots of good friends. I learned cool things in class, but I also learned about things like sharing and being kind to others. I also had a great imagination, and then now I'm actually using it, aren't I? With you guys at home, having some lots of fun. Then I thought, what can I go back to before that? And I thought, well, what's more important than the day I was born? Look at that. So there's me, a baby in a little cot there, and I wrote, I was born on the 15th of February 1984. My given name was Reuben Lee Cullen. So there you go. So there's my story. And then I thought, what am I going to do? What is our title page going to be for this? And what more perfect would it be other than be Miracle? And the reason why it's called Miracle is because the biggest miracle in the world is you, each and every one of you, and you're all extremely special. So I decided the title page for our book would be Miracle, and it was pretty cool too because Miracle has 7 letters in it, and each of them, we remember from our last activity, the rainbow has 7 colours, so I made Miracle a rainbow and drew me a picture of me underneath it. So here's some examples I'm going to give you for your book maybe that you might like to put in. So you guys at home might like to do maybe your first day that you started school, or maybe you might play sports. Maybe you learn how to ride a bike, or you can ride a bike now, but then while you're learning how to ride a bike, you fell off and you got upset because you couldn't do it, or you hurt yourself. And that's just as important, remember, as actually riding the bike. You might like to put birthdays in there. You might like to put Christmas in there, celebrating Christmas, maybe a day at the park or anything like that. It's entirely up to you what you want to do for your story and how much time you want to spend on it. But what we want to do is we want to remember to get back to that most important page of you being born and writing what your name is and your birthday, because we want to remember how special and important that moment was, because you are a miracle. Okay, now the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put one more blank page on the end of it, because if I want, I can keep adding to my book if I like, which is pretty cool. And I'm going to staple that together so it is my book, which is pretty awesome. Now, just like that, we've got a book celebrating how special we are and how much of a miracle we are. So all you kids can go and get stuck into it, all you miracle little heroes. We're done here, and you've seen some ideas that I've given you. I hope you have lots of fun in doing this activity, as much fun as what I did. And I also want to say that the description for this activity and any details will be below. And thank you to everyone for tuning in. If you want to follow Reuben Cullen Kids or like Reuben Cullen Kids to stay up to date, and also anyone who wants to share some ideas or comments on my pages on this activity, I always really like comments about my activities, because it gives me some great ideas. Okay, so everybody, I hope you enjoy Book Week and enjoy making your story. And don't forget to have lots of fun, little heroes. See you all next time, everybody. See ya!